Good morning. It's time for another PulseWave report with yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com. So we wake up this morning, and what do we have here? Bitcoin futures composite index down $6,000. $6,000 or 6,000 points. 6,000 points. That is the biggest market move I think I've seen in history. It's not the biggest. The biggest one was that forex move back during the 2016 situation when this one pair moved 50,000 pips instantly. That is the biggest move in market history that I've ever seen. This one right here would have to be second place with the 6,000 point move. So what do you do in situations like this? You wake up Monday morning and you are holding Bitcoin long. You didn't subscribe to the PulseWave reports, so you didn't know that this was coming. You didn't get the rally alerts or the crash alerts that go out over the weekend. You didn't get that. So you didn't know that this avalanche was coming, and you just got rolled over. Why? Because you didn't take advantage of the PulseWave report, and now the sale is over. It ended on the 7th. We extended it an extra day. So if you didn't get the report, I don't know what to tell you, man. How much further can it drop? Well, that's when you need to go back and listen to the end of day reports that I did, expanding and expounding upon where Bitcoin was going to go. But fret not, I'll throw you a little bone. Do you recall the key support zone that I gave you for this security? The zone is 22,000 down to 20,000. As long as that key support area holds, you're good to go. And the next stop in Bitcoin is 50,000. I gave that to you with the Bitcoin analysis I did on this channel. I told you that we were going to build a support between 20 and 22. We did that. I said that key support is the one that's going to take us to 35,000. The market overshot that and went to 40,000. Now we've pulled back to 33,000. All right. So, yeah, I warned you. I said this was going to happen. I said the next key support zone after it hits that 35,000, that's when the market's going to take a break. And that 20 to 22 zone will more likely be tested. If not, then the pullback zone is going to be between 35,000 down to about maybe 30,000. All right. And so far that is holding up. All right, because that's how the market moves based on the historical algorithmic research. That's how the market's moving. Key support 20 to 22,000. Secondary now is 35 down to 30, $5,000 support range, meaning that I'm expecting that the market may consolidate between 35 and 30 for quite some time before it builds up a strong enough foundation so that the market can test 50,000. Okay. Just like when I warned you, I told you what the long-term pattern was back when Bitcoin was falling apart. I said, we're going to go to 4,000. Everybody thought I was insane, that I was nuts, that I was off my meds. And they said, this man is a lunatic. I can't believe that people are listening to him. And then when the market fell to 4,000, everybody was panicking. Oh my goodness, this is the end. I said, no, it's not. Now the market's going to surprise you and take out the all-time highs. They said, no way, Bitcoin will never get back up there again. This is just a bubble. This thing doesn't make sense. Everybody was dissing it, saying, see, it's not a currency. It's not an asset. It's nothing. Then what do you know? Bitcoin breaks 20,000. So every time I give you these words of price, action, prophecy, it goes ignored. But like I warn constantly in the PulseWave report, you ignore this at your own peril. You ignore the rally and crash alerts at your own peril. Okay? You need to share these videos with your friends and family. Share these end of day reports. Share the pre-market report. Share this with as many people as possible. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to help as many people as possible. I know people are stubborn. They're going to do whatever they want to do. But you need to come see me before you lose all your money, because once you lose all your money, I can't help you. I'm trying to help you save the money you got and grow it exponentially. That's what I do here. But, that's one of the reasons that I hated the real estate game and why I left that business is because I hated trying to convince people every day to do something they know they needed to do to prevent financial Armageddon in their lives, and yet they were either too stupid or too stubborn to do it. And I hated it. I said, why am I spending all day on the telephone trying to convince people to do something they know they need to do, and they won't listen? And I threw my hands up. I said, I give up. I hated the real estate game. I hated the banking mortgage side of it. I hated every side of it. I hated it. To this day, I loathe it. And I made a lot of money doing it, but I hated it. Hated every minute of it. That's right. It's possible to make good money doing something that you hate. Of course it's possible. But as soon as I could, I hung it up and said, that's it. That phone call I got on that fateful morning that said the gig is up, I took down my rafters and I closed up shop. They said the game is over. I got that fateful call in 2007. They said the game is over. Wall Street hedge funds are no longer supporting this market. The game is over. I will never forget that phone call. Everybody that I knew was heading for the exit. All the big boys, all the big money, the smart money, they headed toward the exit in 2007 because the real estate market topped out in 06. The end of 06, real estate market topped out. In 07, everyone was like, we're out of here. And I heard people that I hold in high regard, people who are more astute than I, who are smarter than me in that arena. I dealt with people who made tens of millions of dollars in that real estate game, in that hustle at the time. And they all told me I'm selling everything. They said, Dex, we're selling everything. I had people that had 50 properties, people that had 200 properties. And they said, I'm selling it all. I just need to get out. I don't care if I take a hit, I'm out of here. And there's a saying I have on this channel, and I'll repeat it for those that are new. When you see the big boys heading for the exit, what should you be doing? You should be following them to the exit because it means the party is over. Get out of the room. Get out of the way. See, that's the lesson that those guys didn't learn in Jurassic Park. As soon as his foot stepped on the island and he saw the bum rush of dinosaurs running past him, Instead of running in the opposite direction, he should have ran with the dinosaurs and got out of the way. You can ask questions afterwards. So why are we running again? You can talk about all of that afterwards. But when you see the flood coming against you, go with the flood, man. Why are you trying to fight the flood? Why are you trying to fight the stampede of dinosaurs? That is a dangerous game. Why get trampled? Just follow the dinosaurs, and then when you get to where you're going, then you can say, okay, oh, that was some workout. Okay, so why were we running again? Oh, you didn't know that big old giant dinosaur was back there. He was eating everything. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Good looking out, man. Thanks, fam, for letting me know that. I was heading in the wrong direction. Yeah, you were. Good thing you wisened up and you rolled out with us. All right. That's what's up. So the big boys got out. And around that time too, I had Donald Trump's book, The Art of the Deal. And I do remember an interview someone did with him, and he came out and he admitted that he was liquidating all his U.S. holdings and say, you can't make money in the U.S. no more. I'm out of here. I'm looking for opportunities overseas. And then remember, not long afterwards, he sold that famous golf course he had, and he was just selling off a bunch of stuff. And I was like, so if Donald Trump is getting out of the game, the people that I know, my peers, people better than I, are getting out of the game, what should I be doing? And so I ran too. I got up out of there. You guys have heard my story. I had over $200 million in deals on my desk. I had everything from marinas to gas stations to log cabins sitting on my desk. $200 million in deals. And I closed up shop. The things that was in the pipeline scheduled to close that week, I hurried up and closed them. And then that was it. I wished I could have closed all of that, and I would have if the gig wasn't up, but it was up. There was no way in the world I was going to be able to close the rest of those deals. It was impossible. I didn't know that 2008 was going to happen. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and said I knew. I did not know. Truth be told, I hadn't finished designing the rally and crash alert methodologies at that time. I did not have that. It had not yet been completed. All right. The design for that had not been completed. I was still working on some things. Then, as a matter of fact, I didn't even have anything close to a rally and crash alert algorithm system yet. I was just doing the good old support and resistance, and it was more so day trading at that time. So I didn't have that. So I'm not going to sit and lie to you and say, oh yeah, I got the signal, that said that 2008 was going to happen. No, that's a lie. I didn't know. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't know. I knew that the market was going to top out at some point because the NASDAQ wasn't participating at all. Dow, S&P all hitting new highs, and NASDAQ just sitting there like, what y'all doing? Where y'all going? So I knew that the rally was a farce and that it was a bubble and that it was going to pop. That I knew. But I had an 18-month window. I thought the market would top out and then the decline would start and would take about 18 months to finish. I did not expect the type of, crashing that happened in 08 into 09. I did not see that coming like that. As a matter of fact, I didn't know what was going on. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, what's happening? And then that brings me to today. Now, I have a completed system now. All the bells and whistles. It took me over 20 years to finish, but I finished it. And now I'm sitting here on top of the mountain looking down, telling you this is about to happen, that's about to happen. Why do you think I always harp on you popping your way through the trade, managing your open positions, using stop losses, taking profit getting in the habit of learning how to take profit. Because what do I tell you? You'll never go broke taking profits, but you will go broke not taking them. Being greedy. You can always re-enter a market. Take profit whenever and wherever you can. People still don't listen. You got a Bitcoin now that has pulled back 7,000 points on you. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with it? You gave up a 7,000 point drop? What has happened? Has everyone in the United States received a lobotomy in the last 24 hours I don't know about? How can you be so stupid? I warned you about this. Now you're going to have all the Armageddon people coming out. Say, I told you Bitcoin wasn't about nothing. It's going to zero. It's going to zero. It's going to zero. Those are the same people that told you the dollar is dying. It's going to zero. I told you the dollar's dying. Oh, hyperinflation tomorrow. I'm telling you, oh, they're going to close the banks tomorrow. Oh, my goodness, the dollar. Oh, where are they at this morning? The dollar has rallied almost 2 full points off of the low. We're now at the 90.59 handle. Did you really think they were going to let the dollar just go down like that? In red zone? No. No. They would not do that. Unless they became totally lobotomized themselves, then yeah, they'll let the dollar go to the red zone. For those of you that do not remember the dollar red zone, I did a video on that. The dollar red zone is 88. You don't want to ever see the 88 handle in the dollar in your lifetime again, because that is DEFCON 5. DEFCON 1 is the 77 handle. If it hits that again in your lifetime, you are in trouble. Those that are alive at that time are in trouble. All right, because then now that means that the demise of the U.S. is accelerating at a rapid rate when that happens. So you don't want to see the DEFCON 5, because then it's just a hop, skip, and a jump to DEFCON 1. All right. So now you know what to look for in your dollar. As long as the dollar's over 90, it's a strong dollar policy for the White House and their import exports, and they're just happy with that. Drop below that, and we have a problem. Okay? That means no one wants what the U.S. is selling. All right, so next thing. We got to talk about what's going on in the world this week. We got a lot of things happening this week, ladies and gentlemen. Don't expect too much fireworks in the overall markets as a whole this week. Because first and foremost, we got the Trump impeachment round number 2. We got Powell speaking. We got inflation data. We got earnings season starting this week. That's right. We got a lot going on, ladies and gentlemen. The Democrats will launch a second attempt to remove Donald Trump from office today, Monday, when they introduce articles of impeachment in the House. The Senate won't reconvene until January the 19th, and Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell said Friday that a trial can't begin before then, and all 100 senators consent to it. An exceedingly unlikely development as Trump retains allies among Republicans in the chamber. Reports suggest Trump and the dwindling circle of advisors plan a defiant final week in office, according to people familiar with the matter. Trump is believed to be preparing at least one more round of pardons and will try a final time to advance his administration's effort to bring big tech to heel, though it isn't clear what he may do. What does all this mean for markets? Probably not a great deal, but politically, between an impeachment movement and Trump's censorship by social media, political polarization, it's not going away anytime soon, despite the blue wave. What about the Biden plan? Well, the president-elect is due to outline his stimulus plan on Thursday. Biden has guided that the price tag with the high and in the trillions and is expected to include plans for $2,000 stimulus checks, more generous unemployment assistance, and enhanced aid to city and state governments. What about Lagarde and Powell? Well, Christine Lagarde's first public appearance of the year, Monday the 8th, Wednesday, may provide clues for investors on implications for monetary policy. We also get the latest ECB minutes on Thursday, and Fed Chair Powell speaks later that day, taking part in the Princeton Economics webinar. What about data? Well, in the UK, GDP data for November will give an initial glimpse of the economic damage inflicted by a renewed lockdown that imposed that month to contain the coronavirus, and economists predict a sharp drop of 4.8, the first contraction in 7 months, with weakness concentrated in services activity as pubs, restaurants, gyms, and non-essential shops are closed. The U.S. data focus will include CPI inflation on Wednesday, weekly jobless claims on Thursday, retail sales on Friday, and the University of Michigan consumer sentiment on Friday. Retail sales probably fell for a third straight month. And I have to tell you, Cyberpunk did not help. The auto and gasoline components likely rose, but spending at bars and restaurants probably plunged due to the COVID restrictions. Inflation is likely to move higher on gasoline price moves, but outside of that component, price pressures remain quite benign, according to ING. Finally, focusing on just the U.S., Goldman writes that the key economic data releases this week are the CPI report on Wednesday and the retail sales report on Friday. There are numerous speaking engagements from Fed officials this week, including Vice Chair Clarida on Wednesday and Chair Powell on Thursday. All right, so today doesn't have any major data releases at all, but you got some speaking. You got at 12, you got the Atlanta Fed President, Raphael Bostic, FOMC voter, speaking. You got the Dallas Fed President, Kaplan, FOMC non-voter, speaking. So there's just a lot going on. And the big news, those jobless claims, that Michigan sentiment, and the retail sales, CPI, that's going to be big. I don't really see too many people crazy enough to take on big positions. People will just go about their day and just trade what they see, but I don't see any really big bets per se. But you never know. These are weird times, right? So you never really know what is coming. All right, so that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. All I can say is sit back, and enjoy the ride, Let's see what happens in these markets. Anything goes, anything can happen. As soon as you start saying, oh, this or that will never happen, that's when it happens. So you probably don't want to be saying that, because you don't want the market to surprise you. And we all know that markets tend to like to surprise every now and again. So we're just going to let things be what they be for now, and we'll see what happens. All right. Other than that, remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. What that simply means is don't be too greedy. All right. Stick with the trend in the market and learn to manage your open positions with stop losses, and be prepared to take profits when it comes. Do not turn a winning position into a losing position. All right. Take what you can. All right. And give nothing back, meaning do not give back all the profits you made in your trade. Don't turn winning trades into losing trades. That's all that the saying means. Don't be too greedy. Use good trade management, money management, and have fun. That's basically what it boils down to, ladies and gentlemen. It's not rocket science. All right, with that being said, I'm out. I'll catch you guys on the other side. Be ready for tonight's end of day report. I'm sure it's going to be a doozy, especially when we start looking at the algo charts for the Bitcoin carnage today. I'm sure that's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get it in. All right, people, smash that like button, share the reports with people that you know, friends and family, and I'm out. Peace.